It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and happy Halloween if that is something that you celebrate. Um, I just don't like Halloween. It's not like I prevented my kids from celebrating. I don't do scary, I think is one of the main issues. Like, I don't watch anything scarier than E.T., and some of you are probably going, E.T., come on. Well, E.T. is scary. That's just the way it is. So, I have a design team project for Color Rush Studio, and um, I am doing the Haunted Mansion from Disneyland. So that's about as spooky as I get. Um, and so I knew I had to use this house paper. And of course, I had to gut it because there's this awesome yellow polka dot on the background. And I'm doing a white center. Now, I wanted to make sure, normally I would do a thin border, but I wanted to make sure that you see a row of houses on the top as well as the bottom, because I really want you to see this paper. And I decided to take some of the frazzle and I'm going to put it on two of the sides. I decided not to go all the way around, just a little extra coming out of the sides. So what I did was I just put my tape runner down just to kind of get it kind of initially stuck. The tape runner is not going to hold it, but then I will glue the whole square down. So that will keep it down. So originally, so I had a couple of different ideas with this layout. I have two photos. They are 3x4s of the outside. And I was thinking I wanted to do kind of like two different shelves, right? So that was my initial thought. So I was thinking I wanted a shelf on the bottom and a shelf on the top here. And then I was like, oh, I have to use this spooky house acrylic. Like, it's just perfect. And so then once I did that, I was like, you know what? It's going to be a grid layout. It was just screaming a grid layout to me. So I went ahead and I grabbed a couple of the cut apart tags, and I'm going to put one behind each of those photos. Now I have a little piece from the cut apart sheet that has the bats on it, and I'm going to use that on that bottom. So there's a little bit of a shelf going on, and I will find another piece of it as well to put on the upper picture. And when I saw the bats on that paper, I was like, oh, I need to bring in those acrylic bats, right? So I'm going to bring those in with my title that says Beautiful. And I decided that one of those acrylic ghosties needed to be coming from the house. And then I also put one of those ephemera houses down, but that's not going to stay. That's just a little too much. And it just didn't look right. So here I am going to mat my photos in that yellow polka dot paper, and I'm going to mat it terribly. So I have to rip it up and put it back down, which is not really an uncommon thing for me, I feel like. So when I get these matted, I'm going to have two squares left over. And so they are going to be the squares that I am going to use for my little house and my title. So I'm just going to make sure that they're the same size. So even though it is a grid, it's not your typical 4 pieces that are all kind of the same. right? So I have like 2 smaller squares and then 2 rectangles. So that Beautiful is from the cut apart sheet as well. So lots of cut apart pieces on this. I am doing quite a bit of distressing. I actually didn't distress the white background paper, which is kind of interesting for me. And I'm looking at it and I really don't think I think it would look good distressed, but I'm not really sure that it needs it. I probably could go in with my fingernail and distress it, but not with my little edge distress tool. So I'm also distressing the tags, and then I am going to go ahead and punch some holes in it. Now my hole punch isn't the same size, which actually I think works out for the better, because then it almost looks like it has that hole reinforcer already around it. So as long as I can get my hole punch to be in the center, that's how it's going to look. I did distress my title as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I believe kind of put, oh, this is where I find that little extra piece so that I can have a little shelf for that as well. I was contemplating giving my title a shelf, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this kind of all back together, and then I'm going to start with some embellishing. So I don't really want to see what is on that tag, so that cute little bat is going to go up there. And then I'm going to make a little embellishment cluster down here on the bottom. I'm going to use a skull, and I'm going to use one of the pumpkins, because you can see quite a few pumpkins in the picture. And I'm also going to get one of the cute little cats. I don't usually have a reason to use cats basically ever. Because my daughter is allergic to cats, and so there's really no cats around anywhere, but this one is super cute, and so I just felt like it needed to go on here. And I get one of the little gold spiders on as well, so that's going to kind of complete that cluster. And I'm going to do a very similar cluster on the other photo. Just no little kitty, because it's got the bat up there as well. So it's got a pumpkin, and then I'm going to do the smaller skull, and then the spider. So I'm going to add some of the frazzle into my tags. And I'm going to take some of the strings from this frazzle, and I'm going to make a little nest of kind of like webbing, was kind of where I was going with it, underneath down there on the bottom where the pumpkin is, and then I'm actually going to put it underneath the spider up there at the top. So that is just about it. I just decided that I needed some pom-pom trim to have the house sit on, and I have a lighter purple one from a previous kit that I am going to tuck under there, because I felt like the darker one would just pull your eye there, and I really wanted my eye to go to the photos first. So I'm going to tuck that under there and glue it down, and that is going to do it for this layout. I will have a wrap up of everything that I made this month this afternoon, and if there's still kits available, I will have the link down below, so get your hands on them and use my code Crystal10, and that will save you 10% in the shop. And I hope you have a great day today if you are celebrating. So remember to wear your crown, and I will see you next time. Bye.